Hey, what's happening everyone? This is the Spegmeister, and welcome to part 4 in my Halo 2 Anniversary Legendary walkthrough. On this episode, I'll be covering Mission 6, the Arbiter.
How much further must we heft this baggage? Any cell will do? Why not toss him in with this lot? They could use the meat. Them? What about us? My belly aches, and his flesh is seared just the way I like it. Quiet! You two whimper like grunts fresh off the teat. He's not meant for the jails. The Hierarchs have something special in mind. Noble prophets of truth and mercy, I have brought the incompetent.
You may leave, Tartarus.
But I thought...
And take your brutes with you.
Release the prisoner.
The Council decided to have you hung by your entrails and your corpse paraded through the city. But ultimately, the terms of your execution are up to me.
I am already dead.
Indeed. Do you know where we are?
The mausoleum of the Arbiter.
Quite so. Here rests the vanguard of the great journey. Every Arbiter from first to last. Each one created and consumed in times of extraordinary crisis.
The taming of the Hunters, the Grunt Rebellion. Were it not for the Arbiters, the Covenant would have broken long ago.
Even on my knees, I do not belong in their presence.
Halo's destruction was your error, and you rightly bear the blame. But the Council was overzealous. We know you are no heretic. This is the true face of heresy, one who would subvert our faith and incite rebellion against the High Council.
Our prophets are false. Open your eyes, my brothers. They will use the faith of our forefathers to bring ruin to us all. The great journey is a...
This heretic, and those who follow him, must be silenced.
Their slander offends all who walk the path.
What use am I? I can no longer command ships, lead troops into battle.
Not as you are, no, but become the Arbiter. And you shall be set loose against this heresy with our blessing.
What of the Council?
The tasks you must undertake as the Arbiter are perilous, suicidal. You will die, as each Arbiter has before you. The Council will have their corpse.
What would you have your Arbiter do?
When we joined the Covenant, we took an oath.
According to our station, all without exception.
On the blood of our fathers, on the blood of our sons, we swore to uphold the Covenant.
Even to our dying breath.
Those who would break this oath are heretics, worthy of neither pity nor mercy. Even now, they use our Lord's creations to broadcast their lies.
We shall grind them into dust.
And continue our march to glorious salvation. This armor suits you, but it cannot hide that mark.
Nothing ever will. You are the Arbiter, the will of the prophets. But these are my elites. Their lives matter to me, yours does not. That makes two of us.
Leader, there is no doubt. The storm will strike the facility. We'll be long gone before it arrives.
Warriors, prepare for combat!
We are the arm of the prophets, Arbiter, and you are the blade. Be silent and swift, and we shall quell this heresy without incident. The storm has masked our approach, and it should have their local battle net in disarray. We have the element of surprise, for now.
Engage active camouflage. Reveal yourselves only after the Arbiter has joined battle with the enemy.
You may wish to do the same, Arbiter. But take heed. Your armor system is not as new as ours. Your camouflage will not last forever.
As you enter this first room, you ideally want to try to take this part as stealthily as possible. But if someone happens to spot you right off the bat, try to take out the elite that's on ground level first, and then try to knock out the grunts quickly before you wrap up and kill this last elite.
Use it to smite our enemies.
As you come up top here, what you'll want to do is try to target the grunts that are in this next section first. The Heretic grunts are going to be your biggest threat as you're playing this mission on Legendary, as well as the next one.
Demon flare, scatter!
The grunts can also kill your elite allies very quickly if they gang up on them. Once the grunts are down, you can go ahead and move up on the two elites. You'll have a couple of grunts that'll come up on the ramp on the far end, so keep an eye out for them. On some occasions, you may have a third grunt that'll come up these on the other ramp on the other side. Making your way down low into this next part where you're by the elevator, what you'll want to do is try to toss a couple of grenades and see if you can knock out these grunts quickly. There'll be one elite by this elevator, and you'll want to try to take him out quickly after you take down the grunts. If you happen to have at least one, if not both of your grunts alive, I like to try to give them better weapons, so I either go for the plasma rifle or the needlers.
Sentinels, the holy warriors of the sacred rings. Why have they sided with these heretics?
I'm invisible!
Just before you get down this lift, what you'll want to do is get into active camo and assassinate this elite. By that point, usually the sentinels will have spotted you, and you'll just want to try to get into a good position where you can snipe these grunts from a distance. Typically on this part you'll have enemies on both sides of the room, so just try and move up cautiously. By the hangar door you'll have 2 elites that are usually down low here. If there are any grunts alive, they'll also be down here with them.
I am making my approach.
At this time, after you've opened the doors to the hangar, the sentinels will start spawning in from the vents in this room. The carbine, and if you happen to pick up the beam rifle on the ground here, you can make really quick work of the sentinels. After the Phantom deploys its reinforcements, you'll have Heretic grunts and elites that'll spawn in. After you clear out enough enemies, you'll have some reinforcements that'll pour in from the door leading out of the hangar. 2 of the grunts will have turrets in hand and they'll try to deploy them on the lower level. But as long as you're working with the cover you have, you won't have too much trouble with the turret, or with the turrets. You also have this one elite that has an energy sword. Just keep your distance on him and he will not be a big problem. Once the hangar is clear, use the opportunity to gather any ammo that you might need. This first elite, you can either try use the plasma combo against him, or you can try to stick him. These remaining elites, I like to try a plasma combo them if possible. Entering this room, what I like to do is target the 3 grunts that are on the lower level first, before I take care of the elites on the other side.
Sissy.
Off in the middle room, there will be this one elite with a sentinel beam. He's usually not too big of a problem. When you're working your way across these conveyor belts, just be careful that you're not standing too close to the explosive containers. And as you're finishing up this room, you'll have 4 grunts that'll spawn in through these doors. These sections of halls, you can try to play this out rather stealthily. Again, just be prepared in case if you wake up any of these enemies, sometimes you may trigger an elite to spawn through that door behind you. When you get to that corner, just wait a moment for this elite to turn around, and then you can assassinate him. Down the next set of ramps, you'll have a few grunts. What you want to do is wait for this one to make his way to you before you assassinate him. That way you don't alert the one that's towards the bottom. Once you take care of the second grunt, you can try to clean up the remaining hostiles. If you do happen to wake up one of the grunts, just be aware that you will alert maybe one or two elites to your presence. Down here you'll have a weapons cache, and you can use this opportunity to pick up a sword, plasma pistol, or a needler if you need one. Initially, what I like to do here is just hold out by this door and take care of the elites as well as the sentinels that are in the room. Further along, you'll have a few grunts towards the middle of the room. Try use your carbine to headshot each one of them. And then you can try hop up here and take care of any of the remaining elites. And then off in the corner towards the end of the room, you'll have a few more grunts. Go ahead and activate your active camo at this point, and what you can do if you're quick enough, you can try to assassinate both elites just like that, and then turn around and deal with the grunts.
Deal with him, my brothers. I will defend the Oracle.
Its truth must not be silenced.
This part can be a little bit randomized depending on which door opens up, but what you want to do is try to take care of the grunts first and then target the elites. Once the initial enemies are down, you'll have to deal with 3 sentinels that'll enter through the vents.
The Heretics are mobilizing their air forces, Arbiter. Get after their leader, but watch your back. I'm sending one of our bandits to support you.
Now for the rest of the mission, you can literally go right to the end and skip all this dogfighting against the Banshees. But I'm going to show you how to do this part. As you're going about this part, what you want to do is allow the Phantom to draw the Banshee's attention, or you move in and take care of them. As you're going around to some of these platforms, you'll have grunts armed with fuel rod cannons. Try to keep a good distance on them, and for the most part they'll focus on the Phantom if that's close by.
This way, Arbiter. I see another heretic position.
You want to be careful around the grunts with the fuel rod cans because their shots will actually heat seek you. And it doesn't take much for them to finish you off, even in a Banshee.
No sign of the heretic leader or his band. We must keep searching.
Throughout this sequence, you'll only have to deal with 2 Banshees at any given moment. So usually it's best to just be really patient, let your Phantom move forward, and get the attention of everyone before you move in. Pretty sure that grunt killed himself.
That is the last of them, but there are more ahead.
Track the heretic leader to this part of the station. Clear that landing zone and get inside.
As you get to this platform, you'll have quite a few grunts. Some of them will jump on the turrets, and there's going to be a few with the fuel rod cannon as well. You'll just have a few more reinforcements that'll pop through this door before you can hop out of the Banshee safely, and then your reinforcements will arrive at this point. And that will wrap up the Arbiter mission. So, pretty short level. Some of the engagements can be a little bit randomized, which can be really annoying in terms of making a guide for this mission. Something to keep in mind as well is just that what methods that I demonstrated aren't necessarily gonna be the one-all for any person who goes through this on Legendary. There's quite a few different ways you can play it out. You can use the energy sword for the most part. You really don't have to fall back on the plasma combo either on this mission, so don't be afraid to mix it up and come up with some sort of crazy tactic as you face the heretic enemies. So thank you guys for joining in with me on this episode. I hope you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I will catch you in a future episode.